Right now, as you watch this, there are thousands of the world's smartest engineers, PhDs from Stanford, data scientists from MIT, and behavioral psychologists, all working toward a single, unified goal. Their goal isn't to make your life better. It isn't to connect you with friends. Their goal is to figure out how to keep your eyes glued to that glass rectangle for just 3 seconds longer than you intended. You think you're choosing what to watch. You think you're choosing what to believe. But in the basement of Silicon Valley, the dark psychology of social media has already made those choices for you. To understand how we got here, we have to go back to a room at Stanford University, the Persuasive Technology Lab. Founded by B.J. Fogg, this was the birthplace of captology, the study of computers as persuasive technologies. Fogg students didn't just go on to work at tech companies, they founded them. They took the principles of behavioral conditioning, the same stuff used to train lab rats, and baked them into the apps in your pocket. They realized that if you can control the trigger, the action, and the reward, you can control the human being. This is the Fogg behavior model. For a behavior to happen, you need 3 things: motivation, ability, and a prompt. Social media perfected the prompt. That little red dot on your notification bell, that isn't a design choice. It's a psychological hot trigger designed to bypass your rational brain and hit your limbic system, the part of you that reacts before it thinks. Tristan Harris, a former Google design ethicist, famously said that every time you check your phone, you're playing a slot machine. This is the most dark application of psychology in history: intermittent reinforcement. In the 1950s, psychologist B.F. Skinner found that if a pigeon gets a pellet every time it hits a button, it stops when it's full. But if the reward is random, if sometimes it gets a pellet and sometimes it doesn't, the pigeon becomes obsessed. It will peck that button until its beak bleeds. When you pull to refresh your feed, you are the pigeon. You don't know if the next post will be a boring ad or a hilarious meme or a notification that someone loves you. That uncertainty is the drug. It's why you find yourself scrolling through TikTok at 2 a.m. when you have work at 8 a.m. Your brain is stuck in a reward loop that it literally cannot break on its own. Humans are wired to look for stopping cues. When you reach the end of a chapter in a book, your brain says, okay, time to sleep. When you finish a meal, the empty plate tells you you're done. But the dark architects of 2026 have removed every single stopping cue from your digital life. Infinite scroll and autoplay are designed to ensure you never have a natural moment to put the phone down. By the time you realize you've spent 2 hours on the app, the algorithm has already served you 40 ads and harvested 1,000 data points about your preferences.
In this video, we aren't just looking at bad habits. We are looking at a $500 billion industry designed to dismantle your free will. We are going deep into the dopamine pathways, the outrage machines, and the terrifying new frontier of AI-driven manipulation. Welcome to the war for your attention, and currently, you're losing. To understand why you can't put the phone down, you have to understand the most misunderstood chemical in your body: dopamine. Most people think dopamine is about pleasure. It isn't. Dopamine is about craving. Evolution designed dopamine to make us hunt for food and find mates. It's the go-get-it signal. But social media is a supernormal stimulus. It provides a reward, social validation, at a frequency that nature never intended. When you see that like count go up, your brain isn't just happy, it's being programmed. It's a digital hit of cocaine, delivered via a glass screen. And just like any drug, you start to build a tolerance. Here is the dark part they don't tell you. The brain seeks homeostasis. When you spike your dopamine levels by scrolling for 3 hours, your brain tries to level the playing field by down-regulating your receptors. It essentially shuts down your ability to feel joy from normal things. This is why after a long session on TikTok or Instagram, the real world feels gray. Food tastes duller. Your hobbies seem boring. You're in a state of anhedonia, the inability to feel pleasure. The only thing that can make you feel normal again is the app.
The dark architecture has turned your phone into the only key that can unlock your own happiness. This isn't just a feeling, it's physical. Neuroimaging studies have shown that in heavy social media users, there is a visible thinning of the gray matter in the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is your CEO. It's the part of the brain that handles impulse control, long-term planning, and focus. By weakening this area, the apps are literally lobotomizing your willpower. They are making it physically harder for you to say no. You aren't lazy for scrolling until 3 a.m. You are operating with a compromised biological command center.
Have you ever felt your phone vibrate in your pocket, only to check it and find nothing? This is phantom vibration syndrome. It affects nearly 90% of college students today. Think about the dark psychology of that for a second. Your brain has become so hypervigilant, so desperate for a social hit, that it is now hallucinating physical sensations. It has rewired your sensory cortex to treat a digital ping as a matter of survival. You aren't using the app anymore. The app has become a phantom limb. But it's not just your biology they've hijacked. They've also hijacked your identity. Evolutionary psychology tells us that humans are the most social creatures on Earth. For 200,000 years, our survival depended on our status within the tribe. If the tribe liked you, you ate. If they didn't, you died. Social media took that ancient life or death instinct and gave it a scoreboard. By turning social approval into a visible number, likes, hearts, retweets, the dark architects turned human connection into a competitive sport. This is the approval trap. When you post a photo, your brain isn't just sharing a memory, it's submitting a bid for social validity. If the numbers are high, you feel a hit of social safety. If they're low, your brain triggers the same social rejection pathways as if you were being physically cast out into the wilderness to starve. Have you ever wondered why everyone on the internet starts looking and acting the same? This is mimetic desire, a concept championed by philosopher René Girard. The algorithm doesn't just show you what you like, it shows you what you should want to be. By constantly bombarding you with highly curated success, it creates a gap between your real life and your digital shadow. This is the social comparison loop. The dark psychology here is subtle. The apps intentionally show you people who are just slightly more successful, more attractive, or happier than you. It keeps you in a state of permanent aspirational anxiety. You aren't scrolling to be entertained. You're scrolling to see how much you're losing compared to the rest of the world. If the goal is to keep you on the app as long as possible, what is the strongest human emotion the algorithm can tap into? It's not love, it's not joy, it's moral outrage. Internal documents from major platforms have leaked, proving that anger is the most engaging emotion. A post that makes you angry is 5 times more likely to be shared than a post that makes you happy. The dark architects realized that if they can make you hate the other side, whether it's politics, diet culture, or sports, you will stay on the platform longer to argue, defend, and consume. They aren't just suggesting content anymore. They are actively polarizing your reality. They are turning your neighbors into enemies because conflict is the most profitable product in human history. They've traded our social fabric for 3 more minutes of average session duration. You might think you're anonymous behind your screen. You aren't. Every platform you use maintains what data scientists call a shadow profile. It's a digital voodoo doll that looks exactly like your psyche. The AI doesn't just track what you like, it tracks how many milliseconds you hovered over an image of an ex. It tracks the speed of your scroll, which increases when you're anxious. It knows when your sleep cycle shifts. By 2026, these models have become so sophisticated they can predict a breakup, a depressive episode, or a career change weeks before you even realize it's happening. This is the darkest frontier, algorithmic determinism. In the old days, the algorithm followed you. Now, you follow the algorithm. If the AI predicts you are likely to become radicalized or addicted to a certain type of content, it doesn't try to stop you, it accelerates you. It feeds you the exact micro-influencer or niche meme that will push you over the edge, because a predictable user is a profitable user. You think you're discovering a new hobby or a new political stance.
In reality, you're just following a breadcrumb trail laid by a machine that decided your identity for you 6 months ago. Enter the era of generative persuasion. We used to worry about fake news written by humans. Now we have AI-driven bot farms that can generate millions of personalized arguments in seconds. They can detect your specific insecurities and craft a comment or a video designed to exploit only you. In 2026, the dead internet theory isn't just a conspiracy, it's a business model. A huge percentage of the people you argue with or the trends you follow are synthetic. They are psychological mirrors designed to keep the outrage engine running. When the user is a human, but the content and the engagement are AI, the dark psychology reaches its final form, the total simulation. We've spent the last hour looking into the abyss. We've seen how billions of dollars are spent to dismantle your attention, your biology, and your sense of self. But there is one thing the dark architects don't want you to realize. Their entire empire is built on a single fragile resource, your attention. Without it, the algorithms starve. Without it, the shadow profiles are just useless lines of code. The most revolutionary act you can perform in 2026 is to be unpredictable. So, how do we fight back? It's not about quitting the internet, it's about digital sovereignty.
Kill the color. Switch your phone to grayscale. By removing the red of the notification and the vibrant casino colors of the apps, you strip away the primitive hot triggers that bypass your brain. Introduce friction. The algorithm loves seamless experiences. Break it. Delete the apps from your home screen. Make yourself log in via a browser. That 10 seconds of friction is often enough for your prefrontal cortex to wake up and ask, wait, why am I doing this? The 24-hour reset. Dopamine fasting isn't a fad, it's a biological necessity. Give your receptors 1 day a week to reset to baseline. Let yourself be bored. Boredom is where creativity and true self-reflection are born. The dark psychology of social media works because it treats you like a biological machine. It assumes you will always take the path of least resistance. It assumes you are a slave to your dopamine. But you are more than a data point. You have the ability to choose your discomfort. You can choose the hard work of deep reading over the easy hit of a 15-second clip. You can choose the risk of a real conversation over the safety of a curated comment section. The machine is powerful, yes, but it isn't you. The war for your attention is ongoing. Every time you unlock your phone, you're stepping onto the battlefield. The only question left is, who is holding the remote? Thanks for watching. Now, put this down. Go outside. Live something that isn't being recorded.